The hidden genesis of viral incantation, the Nipah ritual unsealed. No virus ever emerges from the obscurity of nature as the masses are led to believe. It is not the spontaneous consequence of biological whim, nor the errant mutation of blind material. It is revealed with precision, as per design. The virus is the modern sigil, the new crucible of the priesthoods of control. Its outbreak is not random, but ritualistic, aligned to sacred calendars, cosmological conjunctions, and the psychological cycles of the herd mind. Behind its release lies no accident, but the ticking of an invisible clock, a chronomantic script etched by those who know the symmetries of fear, frequency, and flesh. The priesthoods of old offered incense. The priesthoods of now unleash contagion, not to purge the body, but to alter the resonance of consciousness itself. Consider this: July 15th, a date chosen not for biology, but for symbolic inversion. In the tarot, 15 is the card of the devil, the architect of illusion, inversion, enslavement, and inverted gnosis. In Kabbalistic numeration, it equates to Yod-Heh, the fragmented, unfinished name of God, a spark cut off from its flame. And thus, on such a day, one impregnated with spiritual incompletion, a virus is unveiled, not born, like a dark sermon read aloud to the world. It is the echo of an old rite, the sacrifice not of bodies, but of memory. Why this day? Because July 15th stands 33 days before August 17th, a date long known among Saturnian circles as the Gate of Veils, when electromagnetic veils are tested and emotional harvesting is maximized in ritual fields. To strike the bell of fear in the collective mind, the architects use numerical sorcery. 15-7 becomes 1 plus 5 plus 7 is equal to 13. The veiled sun, the hidden initiate, the cursed apostle, and thus begins the seeding. And so enters Nipah, not as an accident, but as an engineered etheric weapon. They say it's a virus, but the wise know it is a carrier mechanism for neurological override. It targets the limbic system, the olfactory nerves, and the midbrain complex, the exact trinity of organs activated during breath-based awakening and ancestral recall. These are the gates that open during deep breath work. These are the gates they fear. Coincidence? There is no such thing. This was foretold. In the hallowed halls of simulation, the future is scripted. In 2021, the Johns Hopkins Center for Health Security, in unholy alliance with the World Economic Forum, ran the tabletop pandemic exercise known as the SPARS 2025 to 2028 scenario, a shadow rehearsal, cloaked as hypothetical foresight. But deeper still, within restricted military intelligence, circulated a classified black document, codename Cluster 33, Neural Pathogen Intervention Simulation. Target date, July 15th, 2025. Vector, Nipah strain, with engineered Southeast Asian genomic imprint. Delivery mode, viral theater, then resonance-induced panic cascade. It was never merely viral. It was vibrational. The body is the stage, but the mind is the prize. Nipah's purpose is to implant a psychic API, a backdoor into the emotional matrix. It triggers mass limbic seizure, paralyzing the higher functions of perception. It shuts the dreaming gate, seals the inner sound, and inverts the breath, turning the sacred inhale of spirit into a gasp of fear. It is a biospell designed not to kill the body, but to quarantine the soul. And in the hidden arsenal of the second sky, this is but one weapon among many. Nipah's most chilling symptoms, seizures, hallucination, confusion, are not foreign. They are identical to EMF overexposure, to DreamNet AI hijackings, and to spinal fluid destabilization caused by neural implants. Pair this engineered virus with heart modulation of regional EM fields, 5G lattice discharges during REM cycles, nanowave injection via nasal swabs or test kits, Neuralink phase 2 subconscious threading. And what you have is not a health crisis. You have a triple-layered neural lockdown. Viral fear infects the body. Frequency war bleeds into the field dream code, rewriting corrupts the soul. And all launched on the holy inversion of 15/7, the mirrored gate to 6. Why now? Because you are awakening. Because the ancient frequency buried in your bones is starting to hum again. Because your breath is remembering its original purpose. Not survival, but divinity. They see it. Millions are reclaiming the sacred rhythm, the inner codex of breath that no AI can simulate. They fear not sickness. They fear your return. For Nipah does not kill in the flesh. It targets the trinity of activation. The breath, pathway of spirit. The pineal, circuit of memory. The spine, the ladder of gods. It is the perfect firewall against kundalini ignition. It is a ritual seal to halt the breath grimoire from completing. So ask yourself, what really dies in a pandemic? Not only lungs, but memory, sovereignty, song. They do not fear your mortality. They fear what breath will resurrect in you. The final words, carve it into the blood of the species. They do not choose dates. They cast them. They do not release pathogens. They inscribe ritual viruses into the air, dressed as medicine, coated in fear, deployed through the myth of contagion. The plan was never just infection. It was correction, a spiritual amputation designed to sever the breath from the soul. Every screen becomes a pulpit, every headline a hex. But breath, sacred, sovereign, untaxed, remains the last holy fire. July 15th was not about illness. It was about containment, a sigil of suppression carved into the living sky. Because breath is remembering, memory is resurfacing, and the frequency is shifting faster than the towers can adapt. And so the war intensifies, not for territory, but for resonance. No virus outpaces the will of a species that remembers its rhythm. No EMF veil can trap the minds tuned to internal sound. No artificial dreamscape survives the return of ancestral pulse. Let the fear scripts dissolve. Let the dreaming gates reopen. Let the breath resume its climb through the 33 rungs of fire. Because when the breath rises, the false matrix shatters. And when it shatters, there will be nothing left for them to control. The ritual has begun. And this time, it ends with the return of the real.